Let's get one thing straight. Cheetah Man, or Cheetah Men 1 and 2 were fucking awful. Okay? They are horrible abominations of mankind, in the words of, the AVGN. I mean, fuck me. They are bad. And hey, look, I'm a guy, I'm playing an NES game, I don't like the NES game, therefore I'm a ripoff of the AVGN. Yeah, totally. But anyhow, guys, I'll also excuse the fact that my emulator completely fucking sucks, and now it's in pixel vision, but hopefully the movement will distract some people and keep people's eyes occupied for the while that I'm making this video. So if you don't know what the controversy is, it's the angry video game nerd who has quite a substantial fan base, numbering in the hundreds of thousands, decided to sell himself out like a fucking village prostitute. Once again, he decided to walk his little ass down onto the fucking corner in some skin-tight fishnets and pimp it out for all the horny teenage boys who seem to consist of his audience and seem to want to throw their pocket money at his face. So what's the racket this time? Quite frankly, something quite ridiculous. There's a guy who owns the license to the first two Cheetah Men games, which, as I mentioned, are horrible fucking games. Now, he wants to remake this game as an original NES game, like in an original cartridge. He wants to do a reproduction cartridge of a game that fucking blows dick, and that no one cared about, funnily enough. The only reason why that game, called Cheetah Men, I keep making that mistake, Cheetah Men, got any recognition is because the AVGN decided to have a look at it and review it, and he fucking hated it, and he genuinely hates that fucking game, or at least that was every indicator showed that he hated that game. So what does he do? He makes a nice little video saying, look, this guy's trying to remake a game that was essentially so bad that it was just a quick cash grab scam, and that this guy wants to remake this game. Hey fanboys, go over there and support this Kickstarter. Needless to say, when I went to that video and I saw the top thumbs up comments, which was, thumbs up if you're not a fanboy and are sick of the shit and are unsubscribing, I hit the thumbs up button and hit the unsubscribe buttons almost simultaneously. That's how quick I clicked on them. It gets better, folks, though. It gets so much fucking better. The guy who's making the reproduction cartridge says that he wants to do a ROM hack and fix the game. Well, guess what? The game's been fixed for fucking years now. There was already a ROM hack that fixes all the issues with the game. So you can already play this game for free. For $60, he wants to sell you a game that you can already fucking find and play for free. Okay? What the fuck is the point? This game, by the way, Cheetah Man, reminds me of some of the games I used to make when I was like fucking, what, 11? In, Game Maker. It reminds me of one of the old Game Maker games. That's at the level of fucking skill that the game shows. And he wants to remake this fucking thing and charge people $60,000 for the privilege of playing it? Yeah, that is what the controversy is about. And it's also about James saying, this game's a scam, man. During his review of it, he's like, this game's a scam, man. They obviously just rush the shit out to just try and make people pay full price for a game that's awful. And then he turns around, like a year and a half later, which it is now, and all of a sudden he's like, this game was so awesome, guys. You guys need to buy it. You see what I mean? It's complete fucking hypocrisy and bullshit. So there's a couple little things I'm going to be addressing in this video. It's not going to be too long a video anyway. But basically the first thing I'm going to address is that the professor's cost estimates were slightly wrong. Yes, Professor, you were fucking wrong. Take it from me. I'm a fucking third-year business student. I know everything, evidently. No, the professor was dead on when he said, it's going to cost them, what, like 6,000 max, absolute max, to produce these cartridges, that they want 60,000? No, Professor, you don't understand. You see, on top of the manufacturing cost of 6,000, there goes into the James appearance fee costs of probably 15 to 20,000, or let's say 10,000 at the most conservative. You see, getting good press out there is the biggest cost for any manufacturing business, and James stepped up and bent the fuck over and said, okay, if you guys pay me $10,000, you get to use my fan base. And that's exactly what happened. I mean, That is the reason why the video has not been taken down yet, is simply because of contractual obligations. And if you break a contract, you know that's a huge fucking legal process. So Mike Matei can't take it down, you know. They can't really do shit. But they are still monetizing and still making their own fucking fortune out of it. But I'm pretty sure that James had a nice little appearance fee for himself. I'm damn fucking sure of it. Financial mumbo-jumbo aside, the interesting point I want to make is about target demographics here. Because this has come up and this is quite interesting. Who is this remake of a game targeting? What's its target audience? And I believe I can quite simply prove that it is none other than James's own fan base. And it actually doesn't take much thinking to realize this. There's a number of things. Number one, the only way that the game was famous in the first place is because James talked about it. Otherwise, it would have been completely forgotten. This whole thing kind of reminds me as if someone took an utterly forgettable game like, I don't know, Rogue Warrior, which is actually quite an excellent game, by the way, just in a very shitty way, and definitely pirate it and never ever pay for it because it is a fucking scam. But say someone took a horrible game like Rogue Warrior and in 20 years and said, we're going to remake Rogue Warrior because everyone remembers how great a game Rogue Warrior was, when it's considered like one of the worst fucking games of modern times. But yeah, like, we're gonna remake fucking Rogue Warrior and it's gonna be a total goat fuck. You guys remember that game? And people will be like, no, what the fuck? We don't remember this game. The only reason why anyone cares about the game is because James brought it up. I'd never fucking heard of it, and I played NES as a child. Okay, I played a lot of NES games, and I never fucking heard of it. I'm pretty sure, like, most people who even play NES had never fucking heard of this shit. Most of us had never touched Action 52 either. Fuck that noise. $200 cartridge, kiss my ass. Now, the only people who'd ever want a game like this would be hardcore collectors who want a complete NES collection. Okay, and when they want a complete NES collection, they want complete original cartridges. They do not want a fucking reproduction cartridge from the year 2012. They want an original 80s cartridge. But the only people who'd buy an NES cart at this stage in the game would be a fucking collector. No average person is gonna wanna pay $60 for an old game besides collectors. But the hardcore collectors, you see, wouldn't want it because it's a reproduction cartridge, which means it has no market, generally. To most people who play the NES, it just hasn't got a really big market. No one really wants to pay $60 for a shitty game besides completionists, and completionists want to have stuff that is exactly complete. So, pretty much, they have to create a new audience. They have to create a new market segment in order to sell their products. And that is where James comes in. James provides the best PR possible, and the project all of a sudden gets $30,000 towards it. And the project suddenly starts to get funded, and people start to want their copies. Now, of course, they did better than last time. This time you actually do get a copy of the game, but only if you donate $60 fucking dollars. So you're essentially paying $60 for the game. Of course, I think you get a couple other perks, but fuck that. Just, you want the game. So what this really is in sum total is a very, very clever and very careful piece of marketing. You take a product that is fucking useless, find a captive audience and a captive market, and sell it to them, because the only way people know this product is based on reputation, and the reputation is based on what one man said, so you get the one man to big up the game project, and all of a sudden you get funded, there's a market, and there's absolutely no way that said advertising would come for free. It's worth too much cash. Anyhow, guys, hopefully I've given you some shit to think about, and I'm going to summarize my thoughts, and you're going to learn that among my talents, singing isn't one of them. Anyhow, guys, I'll see you next time, and here's my final thoughts. Yes, you don't have to put on the red lights. Those days are over. You don't have to sell your body to the night. Yes, you don't have to wear that dress dress tonight. Walk the streets for money. You don't care if it's wrong